Welcome to VTU Physics. Today in this video we will try to understand the module number 1, that is oscillation and waves. In this video we will try to understand the chapter free oscillation. Basically there are 3 chapters in this module. One is free oscillation, second one is damped and forced oscillation, third one is shock waves. Okay, so what is SHM? This is the SHM which is in your syllabus. So let us see the definition for SHM first. Okay, it is a periodic motion or an oscillatory motion of a body such that its acceleration is directly proportional to its displacement from the equilibrium position. This is what we call it as SHM. Okay, before we try to understand what is SHM, let us see some basic concept with some example called motion. So motion anta tagondaga, the definition for motion is changing the position P1 to Pn with respect to time. Changing the position P1 to Pn with respect to time, this phenomenon known as motion. Okay, so in this motion there are 2 types will be there. One is periodic motion and another one is non-periodic motion. Let us see the non-periodic motion first. To understand this, ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಒಂದು ಟೇಬಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. Let me draw this. One table consider ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಆ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ there will be a wooden block. Okay, so this wooden block ಈಗ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, force apply ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ in this direction. We are applying the force in this direction. So for that reason the wooden block will change its position from P1 to P2. This is called P2. So while this object moving from P1 to P2, the path which is carried out by this object will never repeat it to reach P1 to P2 position. So periodic motion andre ಏನು, repetitive or again and again same path will be repeated. In this case we are talking about non-periodic motion. So that's why ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, the object which is at P1 initially, once we apply the force, this will reaches at P2 position. So when we said it reaching at P2 position means the path which is used is not repetitive. So that's why we call it as non-periodic motion. ಹಾಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ let us see the periodic motion. First let us see what is periodic motion. So periodic motion ಆದರೆ we can say there will be a 2 example ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. One is circular motion and another one is simple pendulum. Simple pendulum. Simple pendulum. See, when we said periodic motion means the object is traveling or the object is repeating its position again and again, or the object which is making same position by making a to and fro motion. So ಈ ರೀತಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ these are the 2 major example for a periodic motion. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಹಾಗಿದ್ದ ಮೇಲೆ there are another 2 types of periodic motion will be there. One is oscillatory motion and another one is non-oscillatory motion. Let us start with non-oscillatory motion first. So non-oscillatory motion andre, before we are going to see what is non-oscillatory motion, let us see, take a point M1 is the initial position and this is the person who is standing here. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಅವನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, M1 ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ನಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟನ್ನ ಥ್ರೆಡ್ಡಿಗೆ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು he is trying to rotate this object in this direction. He is rotating object in this direction. While doing this, this object will travel with the same path again and again, but before it stops, that means ನಾವು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನು ಯಾವಾಗ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಆ ಟೈಮ್ದೊಳಗಡೆ ಈ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟು M1 ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಿಂದಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆರ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ M1 ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ಮೀನ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್, mean position. So in this oscillatory motion or in this circular motion is the best example for non-oscillatory motion, because whenever we stops applying force, the object will never stops at a single position every time. It may change its position. Stopping position will be going to be changed. So that's why there is no mean position for a circulatory motion. This is the best example for non-oscillatory motion. ಹಾಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ let us see oscillatory motion. ಹಾಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ non-oscillatory ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ mean position ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ oscillatory motion ಅಂದರೆ there must be a mean position. Let us see this example. This is a best example to make you understand in better way. So let us consider a simple pendulum. Okay, and in the case of simple pendulum, this is the position, this is the position, we call it as M0. This is the equilibrium position or mean position, we call it as mean position. So before we are going to apply the force, this will be stay at M0 place. Once we apply the force, ಯಾವಾಗ ನಾವು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಈ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟು and the force will be applied in this direction. So that's why this object will move to this height at M1, and after that it will come back and it will move on another side up to M2 place. So toe and pro motion will be carried out by this object. So ಈ ರೀತಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, it's a best example for oscillatory motion. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಹಾಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ this oscillatory motion will be again divided into two types. One is non-SHM and another one is SHM. Let us see first non-SHM. Non-SHM ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದರ ಒಂದು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟು changing its position with a high frequency. For example, vibrating body. We are talking about vibrating body where it's moving P1 to P2 with a high frequency. Frequency will be high. So this kind of motion is the best example for non-SHM. ಹಾಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ let us see that SHM which is in your syllabus. So see the definition for SHM. It is a periodic motion. It is a periodic motion or it is a oscillatory motion of a body. This is a body in which acceleration is directly proportional to its displacement. Acceleration is directly proportional to its displacement from its equilibrium position. Is known as SHM ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಹಾಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ let us try to understand, as we already know what is periodic motion and what is oscillatory motion and what about mean position or equilibrium position. ಹಾಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ acceleration and displacement, how it relates with force ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡೋಣಂತೆ. acceleration ಮತ್ತು displacement ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. acceleration is directly proportional to x ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ if we increase the force, acceleration will be increased. If we increase the force, acceleration will be increased. Once the acceleration will be increased, displacement also increased. So ಈ ರೀತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ if force will be decreased, then acceleration also decreased. Once the acceleration is decreased, at the same time there will be a decrease in displacement. So that's why we used to say that acceleration is directly proportional to the x. This is what we learned in this video SHM. Till now, if you are watching this video, that means you are liking this video and you are trying to understand the concept. I hope you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel and share with your friends, and don't forget to comment in the comment section. And later in next video we will try to understand characteristics of SHM and the derivation which is related to SHM. Thank you.